I'm in Andamooka. About to head. Bit nervous actually because I've had a few trying to talk me out of it. I've done it twice in a 4-wheel drive. I'm just gonna play it smart. If it gets too tough, I'm just gonna turn around and go the very long way. But better off going the long way than pushing a bad situation. So yeah, pretty unhospitable country out here. It gets to 50 something degrees in the summertime around here. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, beautiful sunrise. Topped up with some fuel. They got one of those unmanned fuel stops here, so if you do need fuel, they've got it here. Yeah, about to head off. Anyway, cheers.
I thought I'd let the video roll a bit as we come through town, give you a bit of a look around, see what Andamooka's like. It's a bit of an unusual place. The road turns to dirt very quickly, and you then meander through the opal mining fields, which can be pretty dangerous, so you do have to have your wits about you about being on the right track, because if you end up on one of the claims, they can get a little bit upset with you. Plus, the shafts and holes are everywhere, and it is quite dangerous. I came through here in 2017 in 4-wheel drive, and I got a bit lost and went right through the middle of one of these fields, and a couple of times nearly ended up going nose first into a big bloody hole. So you got to watch yourself. The track, although here is reasonable, it does not take long for it to get really rough. There is big washouts, a lot of damage to the track, and there are rocks the size of half a soccer ball. They are big rocks, so you sort of really got to be paying attention. You can't sort of go dozing off looking into the sunset and letting your mind wander. You really got to have your wits about you. Through here, all the tailings from a lot of the shafts that have been dug. It's a bit surreal. And then as we come over the other side of this area, the track quickly gets into a bad way, and there's been a lot of rain damage, so there's a lot of different tracks you could potentially take, and trying to pick the best line and get your lines right. The gradient doesn't show in this video, but there are sections where you're going down quite steep bits. It's rutted, uneven, loose rock. You've really got to sort of pay attention. If you've got a heavy bike, it can be a bit unnerving, especially when you're going downhill, as you can sort of see through some of this. And then I start tackling the sand for the first time. This is sort of the first main bit I really hit the sand, and it sort of throws me a curveball a little bit. Got to be careful you don't get carried away with getting up too much speed sometimes, because you get a bit excited on a smooth section, and then the next thing you know, the track's half destroyed and you're trying to pull up real quick, trying to figure out which way you're going to go. Can be a bit unnerving, that's for sure. Absolutely love it. The thoughts going through your head as you ride through some of this, you actually are in the here and now. You're not wandering off thinking about the kids, thinking about work, you're thinking about any of that. You're thinking about what's in front of you right now. The other things that can come across your mind when you do have a moment is you feel range, possible mechanical issues, whatever, but you are in the here and now, and I really do like that. I like that raw visual kind of involvement in the environment. The camera doesn't really give you an idea of sort of how steep they are there. Now these aren't Simpson Desert or Goog's Track, but they're steep enough on a bike like this with the tyres I had on and the load. This is, I think, the second time I dropped the bike. I'll probably end up dropping the bike about 12 times in all. A bit more time up my sleeve this time, as the other time I dropped the bike on the other side and fuel was pouring everywhere and I felt desperate to get the bike up. Off we go. I feel so grateful that the farmer lets me on his property. This is the third time I've been on here. Although right at this minute I probably wasn't thinking so. I think this was about my 10th tune by now. Dropped it twice at this point, maybe 3 times. To take a break. These sand dunes are killing me. This bike is not meant for sand dunes, and what doesn't help is all the crap I've got on the bike, a lot of which I don't frickin' need. Yeah, well, that comes with
experience, I guess. Yeah, I just dropped the bike back there before, and picking it up takes a lot of effort. I had a bit more time because it fell on the left side, but the time before, so I've dropped it twice, it dropped on the right side and fuel starts coming out through the cap. So I try and get it up quickly, but I freaking hurt myself doing it. I'm not sure how far I'm into these sand dunes. I remember they weren't forever. Like, it was in relative to the whole property, it's a reasonably short distance of sand dunes, and when you're in a four-wheel drive, it's actually a bit of fun to come into the sand dunes and sort of belt along, rather than the tough rocky stuff where it can be really slow going sometimes in a four-wheel drive. So you sort of enjoy it, but on a bike, Jesus, no. Yeah, anyway, I'm just gonna catch my breath and drink a bit more water, and then I'll keep soldiering on.
This is where you suddenly feel a sense of being able to actually get moving, and you've got to be careful you don't get caught out. I did get caught out once. I think that's in part 2 of this video, but yeah, you go across some of these dried lakes and you can really get some good speed up, but you've got to be careful. Really would have loved a set of knobbies and a steering dampener. They would have helped a lot. Compared to a lot of the other riding I did around the back from Mildura to Yunta and all of that kind of stuff, around Arkaroola, all that stuff, not taking away from it, but compared to this riding, it seemed mundane. Like, this was really tough. I wish the other cameras I'd brought had worked out, because you probably would have got a better idea of sort of what I was going through. There was a rally here 2 years running, and it was an international rally, and motorbikes, buggies, all the bit, cameras, helicopters, and one Japanese endurance rider got to the property, collapsed on the ground, and he's saying, "No more sand dunes, no more sand dunes," and the farmer who I know, laughing, and he said, "Well, mate, you're only halfway there, you've still got to head south from here." And it sort of made me feel a bit better when he told me that story, because here's me doing it for the first time, and yeah, I really was a bit down on myself for not doing as easy as I thought I'd be able to do it. Bit of arrogance, I suppose.
God, I'm tired.
those sections I was talking about really can put you in a false sense. Most of them are okay, but I did come across one where at the very end it was a big rock ledge and it nearly put me over the handlebars. I was lucky. Truly a spectacular place though, it really is. It's 3 times I've been here and I just love it every time. I've camped on here, full driving and that with the family, but motorbike was definitely a whole nother level, it really was. I do want to return, I want to come back with friends and show them, but they really have to be prepared for it. Decent rain here, all of these parts of the track are impassable. You cannot do it. This is, all, not if not underwater, really boggy and near on impassable. Interested to see what your thoughts are on a place like this. Does it compare to some of the places you've been? So private properties or other well-known tracks. I do like the exclusivity, would you say, and the real remoteness of this. When you're on some of those other tracks, you do have a bit of traffic, whereas of the 3 times I've been on here, I've never seen another soul. And I do like that, I really like that. There's not much of that left in this world. I do love that I did this on a 40-year-old bike. I had some people along the way look down their nose at me as I turned up on this old bike. Some people knew what it was, some people had no idea, some people were in awe, some people were in disbelief that I was travelling on my own, but I've spoken to a lot of people and they said they prefer travelling on their own. I do like travelling with other people, but I am very comfortable travelling on my own. I find you more approachable and you make new friends, whereas when you travel in a big group, you've got your own tribe. What do you think?
Well, I made it through the sand dunes. Took a fair old while, and even when the main ones were over, there were still these smaller ones that were almost as exhausting, and I even dropped it again on one of the small ones, but I've made it through, and now I'm on this really rocky terrain. Now, I'm pretty sure the last time I was here, the first time I was here, I drove up one of those mountains in my four-wheel drive. there's a spot. So on the way back this way last time, I didn't even see the track to go next to it, and I was right near it, so I don't know what I did. So I'm going to look out for it today. Lake Torrens over there, the distance is just a shimmer, it disappears. It's crazy, but yeah, thank you know what that I've made it past the sand dunes, because that was the main thing that was kind of worrying me. It's all pretty tough going, but you know, you just set your pace and don't take any stupid risks, and she's all good. Yeah, you just got to be prepared to deal with those dunes. Alright, I'm going to get some water in me.
Well, that's the end of the first part of this leg of the journey. If you've liked what you've seen, give us a like, thumbs up, say hello, make a comment down below. Thanks for watching. Cheers.